This movie opens up where the Asian gang set up a plan to meet with their client. Wearing black dress, they moved to the car because their mysterious client, Shadow, awaited them at the designated location. Aside from this, our main character, Lil Yachty, appears in the massage parlor to win the audience's heart. He put his luggage in the massage parlor, and we could see a gun in his luggage. It meant something was going to happen. This gang recently heard rumors about Shadow, but Ju knew it was just a rumor, so she paid attention only to her client. On the other hand, the massage attendant kept a hot solid rock on his back, a technique to soothe his client. But he got pissed off and threw rocks while yelling. Apart from this, Ju's subordinate suspects Shadow, but Ju considers her client, and that's the reason she is ready to take any risk. In the massage parlor, the attendant found Lil Yachty's muscles stiff, so she supposed he did a tiresome job, but when he disclosed he was Lil Yachty, she started dancing and singing. Lil Yachty was her favorite. In the car, they were waiting for Shadow, who was supposed to be here till 2:30. Just then, someone looked at Shadow, another leading character, Taiwanese secret police, Sai, but he was pretending to be Shadow here. In the massage parlor, there was a gun in Lil Yachty's hand, and the massage attendant was scared to see a gun. But he convinced her it was not a big deal because every rapper had it. At this time, Lil Yachty's towel has fallen, bringing everyone a smile. On the other hand, Ju got outside the car and asked whether he was Shadow. He pretended to be a shadow and refused to give any answer about stories because it was not linked to this deal. Also, he asked the boss to accompany him so that he could show him the money. Chi Hao tried to step forward, but Ju didn't permit him by entangling him with her move, and she preferred to move with him. Also, the subordinates doubted he had seen Sai before, and it was said whoever saw Shadow had died. In the massage parlor, the massage attendant revealed that Lil Yachty was there. Just then, Ju and Sai arrived, and Lil Yachty locked the exit door so that none could escape. Sai showed her money, and she was about to take him to the product. But they were interrupted by Lil Yachty, who asked them to raise their hands. Ju considered him robber, who hadn't worn anything except a towel. Lil Yachty cleared out her misunderstanding by showing her police badge. Sai gave his proper introduction, and Ju was his suspect. Outside the parlor, the same assistant had recalled he was Sai, not Shadow, because they had done horse riding in Taiwan. Listening to this, they run to capture Sai and save Ju. Moreover, both are fighting to capture her. Sai wanted to catch her because she had made a blunder in his city, and Lil Yachty was interested in him because she was in his city. Just then, Ju's man knocked on the door, and Ju availed the opportunity to flee. Sai and Lil Yachty were following her by disturbing the client. Even one of them asks for his money back. Unfortunately, she escaped, and both pointed guns at each other. Lil Yachty snatched Sai's gun and asked him to capture this girl before him. But it wasn't easy because she was a big fan of Jackie Chan. When Lil Yachty opened the door, the girls were waiting for him and praising him. Soon, they looked at Ju, who was running carrying the briefcase. Thus, they followed her, and Sai offered Lil Yachty to join the team, but Lil Yachty ignored them. Also, Lil Yachty ruined his mood by saying he hadn't Riz and girls were following them. Getting inside an alley, Lil Yachty made Sai fall to the ground and started pursuing her. Ju had already entered the costume shop and called them to take her from there. Lil Yachty, who was outside the costume shop, had his towel robbed by Sai, who ran after snatching the towel. So Lil Yachty had no choice except to enter the costume shop by wrapping himself with weird things. When the shop owner looked at him, his first impression was that he was a robber, but he again sorted out their doubt by showing them a police badge. Watching this, they have moved from here. Later, Lil Yachty changed his costume and met with Ju because it was his lucky day. He called her June because she was Asian and at his mercy. Following her orders, Chi Hao moved to the costume shop. Sai also watched them and started chasing them. After some time, when they were about to get outside the shop, her subordinates entered, and she passed the briefcase to Chi Hao. Lil Yachty had disappeared from the shop by throwing the briefcase, so she preferred to stay there because she wanted to teach him a lesson for messing with her. Also, we could see Tsai outside the costume shop, and he could see firing inside the shop. The Asian gang was shooting at Lil Yachty, who was trying to hide from them. Also, he was responding to them by counterattack, but more was needed for 3 rivals. At the same time, Tsai arrived to show them his hand movements. So 2 Ju's assistants fight with Tsai, and Ju finds Lil Yachty. Tsai was beating them on the ground because her fighting skills were extraordinary. On the contrary, Lil Yachty proved nothing before Ju, who was making his stick and hammer attack pointless. Both ran upstairs by dodging Ju and hiding behind the clothes, and Ju found them by calling his name, Tsai. It was odd for Lil Yachty because he had introduced himself with the name of Rob and inquired why he was there. Tsai was only here because he wanted to help Lil Yachty, and Lil Yachty admired his spirit. It's humorous. Death was on their head, and they were talking about their names. Just then, Ju arrived and checked out where they were, but they had disappeared. Lil Yachty grabbed her attention by calling her, and Tsai was about to attack her from behind. This plan failed because she knocked Tsai down with her stunning punch and followed Lil Yachty. She terrifically beats them down and holds a gun, but another drama awaits her. They desired her to shoot at them, so she decided to shoot at both. Before she could proceed with what she was aiming for, Lil Yachty's fans arrived and surrounded them. They captured Ju because Lil Yachty's fan has secured them. After a tiresome day, they are in a hotel where again they argue about Tsai's name. Lil Yachty couldn't pronounce his name, so he slaps his head and prefers to be Rob. He knew Americans couldn't pronounce his name, so he had become Rob for them. At the same time, Tsai's sight caught a beautiful girl, but he hesitated to talk with her because he had no riz. But Lil Yachty was here to assist him, and he asked him to make eye contact and get closer to her. He should remember to smile while talking with her. Also, he moved to the washroom because his stomach was upset. When he had gone, Tsai started looking at the girl, trying to put a smile on his face but rejecting himself repeatedly. Lil Yachty started singing in the toilet, and shockingly, the person beside the toilet room joined him. On the other hand, Tsai moved to the girl and asked her to sit with her, but she gave an excuse of her boyfriend, who was seated with him. Tsai convinced her by showing a smile, and Lil Yachty enjoyed singing with the strange man. Aside from this gorgeous girl revealed that the person seated with her was not her boyfriend. Instead, she was her client and offered money with a huge amount of money. She showed him a briefcase which Ju gave to her assistant. He ran to the toilet where he was supposed to be. When Lil Yachty came out, he realized the strange person singing with him was not other than Chi Hao. At the same time, Tsai arrived, and both pointed their guns at him.